Next up, at UFC Vegas 64, we have the co-main event of the evening. This is also a rebooked fight. This is originally booked, I think it was a few weeks ago, but Danny Rodriguez over here got a little staph infection, so it was canceled and it has been rebooked. We got Neil Magny taking on Daniel Rodriguez. Neil Magny, 26-9 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that loss to Shavkat Rakhmonov about 3 months ago. Daniel Rodriguez is 17-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. And he's coming off that win over Jinglang Li just 3 weeks ago. And this is an interesting fight because when this was originally booked, Daniel Rodriguez was the favorite. Then, okay, we get it. You got the signed Danny poster. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jesse Correa, for sending that to us. Or to Jacob. Very appreciated.
Not you.
So, when this was originally booked, Daniel Rodriguez was the favorite. And now we've got Neil Magny as the slight favorite here. And I think it has to do with 2 things. One, Daniel Rodriguez, a lot of people think he lost that Jinglang fight. I don't necessarily think it was a robbery or anything like that, but a lot of people think he lost that fight. And 2, that staph infection is actually concerning because you cannot train with staph. And it's not like, oh, you're hurt. You can't train. Nobody will train with you. That shit is ridiculously contagious. It's disgusting. Wow. Nobody will train with you. They will not let you in the gym with that.
Latifi fought the boa constrictor with staph. I mean, that not the craziest thing you've ever heard in a post-fight interview being like, oh, by the way, I have staph. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
It's
like, what are you doing in here?
It's disgusting, highly contagious. You guys want to see the grossest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Google Kevin Randleman's staph. He has a hole. A hole in his chest. A hole. You can shove a fist in there. The staph was so bad.
And just for reference, Daniel Rodriguez's staph was like this big on his elbow. So it wasn't crazy. No, I agree. I agree. But I'm just saying, it's not like it's like he had, like you're talking about, like an crazy open wound. It was like a little, this on his elbow. So
no, staph is no joke. Like, listen, you get ringworm, lots of gyms will just let you tape it. Just tape it, cover it. I don't care. Staph, if they're letting you train with staph, it's a disgusting gym. Anyway, I do think that's a factor. I think that's why the odds have sort of flipped here a little bit. Daniel Rodriguez should be the better, more technical striker. He's got very good takedown defense. But I am leaning Neil Magny here because of those factors. Daniel Rodriguez didn't necessarily look amazing. What did he have? A full year layoff. Came back, fought Jin Lang. Didn't look amazing. But okay, let's say he was, shaking off some stuff there. Then just was going to do a very quick turnaround to fight Neil Magny. Got staph. Rebooked on this card. I think there's a lot going on there.
Newborn.
A newborn baby, which, listen, I got 2 kids. I mean, it is
and who knows how many I have.
In the beginning. I know how many you don't have. And so I like Neil Magny here for those factors. I think a 100% healthy, full training camp Daniel Rodriguez without any issues and no layoff, he'll probably win the striking match for sure. Actually, he will win the striking match. Will probably defend the takedowns and will win that fight. All these outside factors, I don't know, man. I think I like Neil Magny here. What do you think?
Yeah, I will say that D-Rod probably did lose that fight versus Lee, but that was such a weird... I don't think you can put a lot of credit in that fight because there were so many factors in that fight. It was a completely different opponent. I mean, literally last minute, and Lee is a super dangerous dude. So D-Rod went in there with no game plan and basically was like, let me not get knocked out and try to win this fight. And he did enough in the judge's eyes to win a decision. He didn't get knocked out, which was probably the game plan going into it. Just don't get knocked out. Against Neil Magny, he can beat D-Rod. He can finally go back to being the D-Rod that he is, and that's a press-forward guy and just outbox people because Neil Magny is not a dangerous guy on the feet. Even if he gets taken down, he's not a dangerous guy on the ground. And Neil Magny is a guy that just he relies on people getting tired basically by beating him up in the first round, and then he starts wearing people. I mean, Neil Magny's game plan for most of his fights is get pressured, get pushed against the fence, hold people against the fence, and kind of beat them up with his back against the fence, and then he will look for takedowns late in fights with his back against the fence. That's what he does. He backs up to the fence, he invites you in, and he hopes that he can get a hold of you and kind of just dirty box you and then wrestle you to win decisions. That's not a good game plan, especially against a guy with good hands like D-Rod, coming in, good takedown defense. He wants to be a pressure fighter anyway. Once he gets Neil Magny pressed against that fence, he's not going to be in the clinch. I pray to God he's not going to be in the clinch. He's going to stand at range, and he's just going to pick Neil Magny apart. He is going to be the better striker in what should be a mostly striking battle. And Neil Magny is not a dangerous guy. I mean, he just literally is not a dangerous guy. I love D-Rod in this play. I can't believe he's even an underdog in this matchup, to be honest. I like Neil Magny. I think he's definitely going to be like that gatekeeper guy for this division for the next 5 years, and a lot of people are going to lose to Neil Magny for those reasons that I mentioned. But I mean, I feel like this. I mean, hey, it's a D-Rod play all the way, baby. I'm with you, D-Rod.
Straight up, if this was full camp, no outside factors, nothing weird going on, I 100% am on the same page. And maybe I'm, just years of wrestling and grappling and being in those gyms. Maybe I'm thinking that I'm taking the staff too seriously, but it was already a quick turnaround, sort of a late notice, quick turnaround to get the Neil Magny fight the first time. Then the staff, now it's rebooked. I just think there's a lot of factors, a lot of stuff going on, but Daniel Rodriguez is the much better striker. He's got good takedown defense, but we'll see. Neil Magny has cardio for days. He can grapple. He's averaging more than 2 takedowns per fight. He's super long. He can strike as well. He's not going to be the more technical striker, but he can strike as well. And let's be honest, Daniel Rodriguez is not a one-hitter quitter. He doesn't have this insane power. When he does well, it's just volume over time. And Neil Magny can get rid of that with the takedown. So definitely not putting Daniel Rodriguez in DraftKings, because even in a win, he doesn't score well. It's a million jabs. It doesn't score that well. Go ahead.
No, I was just scrolling down Neil Magny's thing. He basically has lost 3 of his last 4 fights, and even that Jeff Neal fight, if I remember correctly, Jeff Neal was pretty much beating him up as well, and he was ended up.
A lot of people thought Jeff Neal won, but Neal
and Max
more total strikes, controlled the strike.
And Max Griffin basically flatlined him in the first round, and then got tired, which is what Max does. And there was a split decision still. So I mean, it's not like Neil Magny. Yes, he's getting these wins and stuff, but his last real win was a decision win versus Robbie Lawler. That was in 2020, so Robbie was still kind of Robbie, I guess, but that's still not a great win. So, these guys are on 2 different trajectories in my mind, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, somebody said the comment section. Let me do some fact checking here.
D-Rod has no power. You're insane. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, that I just completely. What power does he have? Show me a fight where he knocks somebody out with one punch. Show me. Because that doesn't exist. No, it's the D-Rod is most definitely a DraftKings play. Let me pull up his last couple of scores, because maybe I'm wrong. Talk while I click buttons, but not about weird stuff.
Hi,
you know what? Stop talking. I got it already. Stop talking. We're done here. Daniel Rodriguez in the Jing Lang win. Take a guess. Hold on. Where is it? Where's the DraftKings play? Here we go. Take a guess, Paul. How many points he scored in a Neil Magny
Hey, Paul, I can't like you. All right, I like you, but I can't save you right now.
He won the fight, so he got 30 points just for the win. He scored 65 points total. What an absolute joke. That is not good. That's trash. He doesn't score that well. He just doesn't. I'm going through his scores. Some are okay, obviously, but he just does not score that well, especially in these striking-only matchups. So, bang. That's what you get.
Boom.
That's what you get. Best not miss. Best not miss. Guys, WeWantPicks.com. We give you all of the DraftKings insight. We do DraftKings ownership. We rank every single fighter by their salary. So we'll say, in the $9,000 plus category, this person should be your first pick, second pick, third pick, etc., and then go through all of that. This is a great example. In that $7,800 range, we have the fighters ranked. If you have that price point, take a look. The fighters ranked, you can go from there. And, Dingus, I totally understand. Even if he wins, he doesn't score well. I just talk through the scoring. He scored 65 points in a win, which is an absolute Shkuvan's joke. Become a premium member. WeWantPicks.com. At the top, become a member. It's only $10 a month. If you do DraftKings, ridiculous amounts of content there. If you do Monkey Knife Fight, we have our Knockout Kings there. If you do Prize Picks, we have our early lines there. If you do Underdog Fantasy, we have our picks there. If you do FanDuel, an entire page dedicated just to FanDuel. If you bet, Jacob and I have every single one of our bets, including a safety parlay.
You want to bet on this fight, me and you?
And if you just like the content that we put out there, $10 a month. You will not beat that price point. There is not a better deal on this planet. WeOwnPicks.com. I'll bet this fight. I'll bet this fight.
$100 straight up? $100?
Yeah.
Straight up. It's pretty much pick 'em. All right.
Sure.
You heard it here first.
Done.